Hi, good night, teacher. This is my homework about CLIL method theory. I'm going to start answering the question that you make us. Why do you consider it significant to give grammar to students in other ways which are not structures? The importance of grammar training cannot be overstated. Much of the time and energy spent arguing against grammar instruction would be better spent persuading real believers in grammar instruction that grammar has a newly defined, yet useful functions to play in language teaching, and showing them what that role is. Grammar is essential for improved language improvement. Grammar skills will help learners order words and messages and make them meaningful. Therefore, they should be studied if they want to be good language users. Learners will be able to construct better sentences in speaking and writing if they have a better understanding of grammar. Learners who have a strong understanding of grammar are better able to construct sentences that are easy to comprehend. Another point in this part is the dialogues. Dialogues are beneficial in grammar instructions because they often correspond to learners' assumption of how language is used in the actual world. Individuals use language primarily to communicate with one another. Grammar instruction is a challenging subject to teach in any language. Learners will be able to understand the language structures more effectively if grammar is taught in context. Learners will be able to master the language better if grammatical structures are presented in context. Learners will be more likely to pick up new grammatical structures and forms if they are taught grammar in context. If students understand grammatical conventions in context, they will utilize them more effectively in communication. Now, I am going to explain the most important thing for me that I could read in the chapter number 5 about language and subject teaching. The number 1 is language teaching. In this part, it appears that everyone agrees that pupils must speak in order to learn a language. And the number 2 is the subject teaching. The educational tradition of any given country are still highly influenced by cultural factors. Perhaps we can say that countries that recognize that their futures rely on a creative, autonomous, flexible, and possibly multilingual workforce must logically examine their educational systems in depth. In this kind of activities, I could check this one, the activity types. We need to be able to limit the approaches that reflect the combination of communication and skills. In CLIL, for example, there appear to be 4 basic types of activity. Number 1, the activities to enhance peer communication. Number 2, activities to help develop reading strategies. Number 3, activities to guide students' production. Number 4, activities to engage higher cognitive skills. What is the objective of the activity? The objective of the activity is to teach the student how such a text type organizes the information hierarchically from basic to more specific, from general to more detailed. According to psychologists, the more higher operations are involved in a task, the greater the probability of linguistic retention. Then in this case, we check the PPP in reverse because it's an important method, but this is a comparison with CLIL. The number 1 is that students cannot use language for communicative purpose unless they have practiced it first under controlled conditions. The number 2 is that the task structure protects the students so that the output will fulfill the conceptual demand. The number 3, in comparison with PPP, CLIL throws students in the deep end of the swimming pool. It's an example, but PPP only seems to prefer students to enter the pool at the shadow. This is a comparison about what is no, se me fue la onda. No. Ya se me fue la onda, espera.
No pasa nada. Solo la manera de hacerlo es volverlo a intentarlo.
Thank
Nada
you.
más que no